Omega!
Oh, there's one of my friends now.
Omega, step away from her.
Why? She was helping me look for you.
Yes, Omega and I were getting to know each other.
A surprising return to say the least.
You didn't see that coming?
Possibly a means to get some of the live-action fanbase to tune into an animated show for once, but regardless, what a fucking showing.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
This episode reunites fans with recent inductee to the Star Wars franchise, Fennec Shand. Portrayed by Ming-Na Wen and debuted in The Mandalorian's first season, and has since returned in Mando Season 2 and co-starred in the Book of Boba Fett, with each appearance drawing more of a following for the newcomer, as the charm, intrigue and ease that she brought to the role has been the most engaging part for audiences to get behind with the character of Fennec. So, to almost take us back to the beginning with her journey as a bounty hunter was a welcomed continuation for her character. This episode was a necessary injection of energy after the last installment pretty much felt like a drop in excitement, though it definitely picked up in intensity. This episode follows the Bad Batch making a stop on Pantora, referenced in Season 1 Episode 15 of the Clone Wars titled Trespass. The crew run to this world for a necessary supply run. However, with the looming threat of the Empire, Hunter wants to make it quick and get the fuck out of there. Omega wants to explore, or at least get an experience of a new world, so once they arrive, Hunter agrees to take her and Echo with him, while Wrecker and Tech figure out some of the faults with the Marauder and try and cloak its ability to be tracked. Meanwhile, it's revealed that Fennec Shand has been commissioned by Nala Se to retrieve Omega and bring her back to Kamino. Fennec tracks them down to Pantora and the hunt begins. While this happens, Omega struggles to understand how society and currency works, with a few miscommunications and an encounter that takes her away from Echo and Hunter long enough to be discovered by Fennec.
Fuck.
Hunter sells Echo to a merchant after disguising him as a droid to get the currency they need to keep them going for now, promising that Echo can leave once they've got the ship together and everything they need. After this, Hunter realizes that Omega is missing and goes to find her, where he runs into Fennec, who manages to counter Hunter with relative ease, and the chase begins. After a few close shaves throughout the city, and the authorities now on Fennec and Hunter's tails, they both need to find Omega quickly. Hunter enlists Tech and Wrecker's help to find her, while Tech calls on Echo to finish the works on the ship, to which Echo uses his newfound techno-friends to finish repairs. Wrecker tracks Omega down in the sewers and distracts Fennec long enough for her to get some distance between them, but Fennec quickly dispatches of Wrecker and pursues her anyway. After almost falling to her death, Fennec saves Omega, but Hunter manages to retrieve her after some quick thinking on the part of Omega that leads to Fennec being almost knocked down to the ground. And we return to the Marauder and jettison off-world, with Fennec becoming a new concern for the crew going forward, who seemingly isn't done with them yet. This was a fun adventure that bookmarked itself quite nicely, with Omega becoming aware of newer threats across the galaxy and beyond her own clone brothers, and utilising her smarts once more to evade capture was all good fun and a fascinating insight into what she's learning. But Hunter coming through once more to save her didn't take anything away from her abilities. In fact, it just strengthened their bond. To witness the Batch being humbled in the understanding that droids and separatists are one thing, but bounty hunters are another league entirely, was slightly concerning when you realise that they're quite capable individuals, but now they have to adapt to overcome these new obstacles. Bounty hunters don't fight like droids, you can't prepare for them in the same way. The delivery of Shand was awesome in this. Ming-Na's delivery was perfect as always, displaying those little nuances that she's perfected in the character over the years. Fennec's attempt at altruism was impressively delivered, even though you knew who she was and what she was trying to do. She's deceptive and savvy, and it works extremely well. And it kept within the understanding that we have of Fennec. She's ruthless, but not without mercy where it can be offered. She had no intention of killing the Batch, even though she likely could have. She just wanted to collect the kid and get out of there, unlike someone else we'll see later in the series. As first challenges go, beyond the clankers and clones, this was an awesome start for the Bad Batch, and a stark realization that Omega needed to understand that not everyone in the galaxy has good intentions, adding a wariness to her going forward without losing the compassion she naturally possesses. The subplot of Echo being traded off was comical and served as a nice release between each moment of tension, and served a wider purpose by the end with the inclusion of the enslaved droids supporting his efforts to help them escape off-world, and prove to Echo that not all droids are bad. Wrecker and Tech's relationship is certainly the funniest of the group. Hunter's growing connection with Omega is one of the best quote-unquote warrior and cub pairings in the franchise, and as usual, it's just a delight to see Fennec. She translated really well into animation, which is always a worry coming out of live action. Visually, this episode was something else entirely from what we've already seen, with the luminescent aspects of the world peeking out in every scene to enhance the vibrancy of the environments, which worked extremely well for the showdown at dusk situation between Fennec and Hunter. I'd recommend this one to anyone who's both a fan of Fennec and animation, but as character studies go, it's good to get little evolutions to each of the crew and little insight to Fennec's early years. That's going to do it for me though, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to know what everyone thought of this episode. Leave a like as it helps things out a lot, and subscribe for more Bad Batch content as I will be covering the new season in January. Until next time though, take care and may the Force be with you.